tantrum.
Clive! Where is he? Well, yes. He's adorable.
He is now. But did you see him a few moments ago?
Clive, I don't know how to thank you.
It's all right. We should find him a dry blanket, though. Wouldn't want the little monster catching a cold.
There. He's finally asleep. The poor thing had a long day.
That makes two of us. So, what happens now?
Now? Now, we make things right. How? By providing Walyas what he was denied. A place to learn and grow. A family to love and protect him. So that one day, when the wounds in his heart and mind have finally healed, he might decide for himself how he'd like to live the rest of his life. But until then, I'll stay by his side, come what may.
Then he's a lucky boy. And not only because he'll have the best warrior this side of the belt to teach him the battle axe.
She'll do her best.
Shula. The beast that threatened your home is tamed. The empire that threatened your people toppled. Might it not be time to cast off your ancestors' glamour and retake your place in the Twins?
Perhaps. It's not as if we have the crystals to maintain the wall much longer. But are we truly safe? Is the world truly ready to accept us for who we are and what we believe? If I remember rightly, you and yours still choose to remain hidden, do you not?
We do.
Well, your people will always be welcome in Haven, regardless.
As will yours in the hideaway. We're allies now. If there's anything you need from us, supplies, food, equipment, do not hesitate to ask.
It's kind of you to offer. But we'll manage, just as we always have. Besides, I suspect you'll be needing everything at your disposal if you're going to save the world.
I fear much of it is past saving. The best we can do is strive to turn what's left into a world where we can all live as equals.
A noble endeavor. And there'll be a place in this world for us, will there? For Walyas?
For everyone. I swear it.
Then we shall be waiting. Until the tides bear you back to shore.
There we go. I think that concludes the Rising Tide DLC. So yeah, I don't know where the 8 to 10 hours came from, and those side quests were not really side quests. I mean, barely. What do we get? Okay, yeah. Fine. Let's just see if anything new opens up as a result. Doesn't seem like it.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Well, yes. Only time will tell. But I can certainly think of worse places to spend one's childhood. The Moats of Water are a fine people, and they will take good care of him.
Up by the Vare, Ultima spoke to me. She called Leviathan his most profaned fragment, and told me to redeem the sins that had laid him low.
Is that so? The sins of Wallius's ancestors were grave indeed. To force him to prime at so tender an age.
And to freeze him in time, that he might never know what it was to live.
Yet I doubt either of those crimes was the source of Ultima's displeasure. It was that the Icon's power had been put to another purpose than the one he intended. To him, Leviathan must have seemed an aberration.
Could that be why Ultima made no attempt to lead me to him? The fear that this profaned fragment might corrupt his vessel somehow.
Perhaps. Or perhaps he simply deemed Leviathan surplus to requirements. Having concluded that his vessel might be made to serve his purposes without the full sum of his power.
His purposes. There's no escaping them. Even here. Hidden away in Mysidia, the blessing of the crystals proved nothing but a prison. A prison into which Wallius was born, and from which freedom is hard won. If the world doesn't change, if we don't change it, he'll end up suffering the same fate as every dominant who came before him.
Then we must change it.
That we must.
And we shall.
There we go. That was a nice bit of dialogue to end things there. An invitation. A sinister light bleeds from the Arete stone, beckoning Clive to enter. What new challenges await him? Okay, fair. So I think maybe that's how you push it up to 10 hours, because you've got extra stuff like that. But in terms of the actual content of it, I think maybe closer to 5, but we do potentially have side quests. So maybe, just maybe, the 10 hours is looking a little bit more, well, closer to reality. But yeah, there's a nice piece of dialogue there, and I guess it kind of does a nice job of tying it back into the main game, because obviously this is going to be the bit before Origin. So I think I would have definitely liked to have been able to sort of play it like this the first time I play through, where I get to this point in the game, and maybe I've been saying, like, you know, the game's a little easy, that kind of thing, like it's not too bad, and then you come to this bit, and it gets taken up a notch for sure. Like, not too bad. Yes, the Leviathan fight itself was hard. It's definitely the most retries I've had. But let's attribute a decent percentage of that to the fact that I was just so rusty and so bad. And I think if you take that away, like if I came into here when I got to this point in the story, I think it definitely would have been like, instead of like 10, 12 retries across the whole thing, it probably would have been like 2 or 3. But yeah, definitely still, I think, good stuff. It was a nice DLC. Got to find out more about Leviathan the Lost, and I think the Wallias, kind of the baby angle, is very interesting. And obviously it's a very kind of, it was a wholesome kind of end to the story, with the baby finally being unfrozen in time and being able to actually be cared for and loved by a community, as he should have been all along. So I think it was a nice way to round things off. Now, let me have a look at some of these quests and see what the deal is, because I don't want to kind of do all of this and then just leave these quests. So even though the story is complete, consider this a little bit of an epilogue.
It is good to have him back.
Maybe there's a new weapon as a result as well, actually.
Yes.
No. Yeah, I thought maybe I'd get like the best stuff, but maybe not.
My friend, I have news.
Here we go.
I think I might have found a way to break Talor's curse.
Go on.
Well, after listening to the village elders and scouring every likely-looking tome in the library, I learned that not all Tonberries are the same little green menaces we know and loathe. Apparently, a chosen few live to incredible ages and grow to many times the size of their counterparts. The folktales hold that it's the very eldest of these, the Tonberry kings, who weave the curses, and that their magics bind their victims to them, that they might continue to feed on their pain.
So if we slay the one that cast the curse, the feeding will cease.
But that was my thinking, yes. Though I doubt it'll be easy. These kings are not just bigger, they're stronger too. And if the tales are true, their followers will defend them to the death. It is a perilous proposition, in short, but it may also be Talor's only hope. What say you?
Now that's what I'm talking about. So the first little set of quests we had were very, very baby quests, like precursor quests, but these are much more real ones. So I will reserve judgment about the amount of content and the quality of it until I do these quests as well, because this is much more what I was kind of hoping to see. We are basically at the end game after all, so at least having 1 or 2 quests where we have some optional bosses other than like the Leviathan story stuff, I think would be nice. So we can definitely check this out.
I'll do it. Even if killing this king doesn't break the curse, Mysidia will be a safer place for its removal.
Thank you.
So then, where will I find it?
That, alas, I do not know. It must have woven the curse at the altar in Father's Fell, but as to where it is now...
Fannet! You were the one asking about Tonberries, right? Because there's a whole bloody army of them out on the cloak.
What? But why would they stray so far? And why now?
There's only one way to find out. I'll head up the mountain and see what's going on.
Right. Thank you. And please, be careful.
Right, there we go. Reign of Pain. I like the name. But another angle, another reason I was kind of hoping that there's got to be a little bit more side questing is because they had the whole mention of Shiva. They kind of just casually mentioned Shiva once we got up to the top, and they're like, oh, well, you know, the witch is no ordinary thing. She's a dominant, and all of that business. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And then obviously we kind of didn't talk about it at all. Like, are we going to meet this witch? Or I wasn't quite sure about that whole thing. So maybe one of the quests is actually going to lead us a bit more into there as well. I mean, it was also nice because obviously it links Jill a bit more into the situation as well. So, yeah, we'll see. Now, let me restock my items first.
I will have to charge you.
Really? Okay.
May it serve you well.
Alright, let's go. We'll do our best. If I can beat Leviathan, I can do anything. Kinda. Oh, well, at least we have the whole team back now as well. Right. Let's see. Alright, let's just go in.
Found her. They're almost at the gate, but they won't be coming any closer.
Because I'm about to go in and do this. Alright, you creeps. See if I can get a bunch of them like this as well. Wow, they all got like blown away. That's a mistake. Yeah, the creepers are very weak. So I'll save my moves for something a bit more serious. Ah. Well, that was rude. So I guess they are very easy until they hit you. That's why they make them so easy. That's funny. They still are easy. I completely just kind of underestimated them because they couldn't even get close to landing a hit. But when they do, they F you up. So I guess that's the trade-off.
That should buy Haven some time at least.
Clive, are you all right?
Fine. We've taken care of the immediate threat.
Thank the tides. I was worried I was going to lose you both. Talor, he took a sudden turn for the worse just after you left.
What? Is he?
No, he's hanging on. I fear the Tonberry king may have begun the cursing ritual again. In earnest this time. And I can't imagine their being here as a coincidence. I think it might be happening on this very mountain.
If it is, it won't be for long. Get back to Talor. I'm going up.
My thanks. I shall pray for both of you.
Damn, you recovered HP fast. But yeah, I got sloppy and let myself get hit that one time, so I'm gonna
Better already.
just get another potion in. Little shit.
That's him. The one who saved.
When you've decided what you want, just let me know. Well, if you're sure you need it.
Now, we're going to this whole area here. Okay, there's probably something here. Alright, let's go. See what we can do. Gonna be a lot of these guys around.
More of them. Come on then. I crave an audience with your king.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, that magic burst move. Yeah, because you can kind of stun lock them just with your normal moves. You don't really need to do anything fancy for them. That was the main reason I kind of basically consider them easy, just because you don't really need to do much. You can literally, I think you can just kill them by just spamming R1 the entire time. So we just go again. Dead. Yeah, so they just can't get up, like they don't have the... Yeah. But obviously if there's enough of them, if there's a whole pack of them, like they will have time to get up and start creeping up towards you and stuff. That's the danger. Okay.
Another group. They don't look very regal.
Always love those finishers, they're really nice. Huh? Just vanished. Okay. Yeah, I guess if you don't lock on, it can still miss. Yeah, okay, so now, like, a little bit more dangerous. There it is. So definitely starting to feel a little bit more natural now while playing. Confidence level is up to like 40%. Or if it was a 40% before, it's at 45, 50% now. Okay, more of this. There it goes. It's a shame we can't push it over the edge. Nice.
Still no sign of the king. Could Fannet have been wrong?
Okay, almost there. I think for this one we'll go for the big boy.
There's dozens of them. The king must be close.
Yeah, a bunch of them did die.
Take care of his followers first.
Nice.
Oh, that's a lot of Tonberries.
Damn it. Are there any left on this side? Yeah. Sheesh. Let's get rid of these guys. I think that worked. So at least against these mobs, I'm definitely starting to feel a bit more like I can just take them out now.
Looks like that's the last of them. Out here, anyway. But beastmen do like dark places.
That sigh. Let's go. I'm excited. These are the kind of things I love to see in optional side questy material. Dive into some caves and take on some difficult bosses. That's what it's all about. Taking a while to cool down. Alright, checked a couple messages on my phone and let the cooldown kind of do its thing as well.
Well, I'll be damned.
Interesting. So we've seen one of them of this scale before though, right? I was expecting something even bigger. But it does look badass. This is again like the Elden Ring version. Come from the lands between.
It even has a crown. Sorry, Your Majesty, but your reign ends here.
And your meaningless existence with it. Wow, it was such bad timing, like he immediately wiped away my... Okay, this is a nice start. I think let's just start working that gauge. Yeah, so a lot of like phasing in and out, which makes him difficult to deal with. Got to time the moves a little better here. Like now, for example. We're not going to get a stagger anytime soon, so might as well do some damage, but... Look at that HP, though. Like, that's not doing very much at all. Yeah, crap. Let's do this. Okay. That's nice. It's the second time that's happened. I guess at least I didn't take damage. And again, avoided. Yeah, I kind of have to let him come to me a bit. I'm pressing it, bro. Yeah, I have nothing. None of my moves were there. Yeah, all this phasing in and out is a bit of a bitch, but see what I mean? Like nothing's hitting him. I'm just gonna leave myself some of that. Yeah, bro just keeps vanishing. I can't do anything. That's annoying. So it's going to be a lot of like waiting for these opportunities, basically. Okay, at least he didn't wipe them all away this time. It's a little better. Alright, let's wait for some stuff to charge up so we can actually make use of the stagger. Alright, we've got a few things going here. This one. Might as well do this one. Let's just fire all of them. And this one with the most damage. Still only a 1.5, like it's not crazy, but... Now this time, we're going to have to deal with this. Okay, it's still not too bad. That could have gone a lot worse. Let's get this on here. I think this should be able to wash them all away. Well, most of them. No, not as many as I thought. maybe the safer choice to just do this. Yeah, there's a lot of grudging going on here, so... D soul, what does that mean? Ah, crap, he's gone again. I thought he was still there. I just noticed it too late. Yeah, unfortunately we kind of don't really have much. That's why I used a strength tonic, but it wasn't very useful. I just ran out. That's a shame. He's there, look, I can see him. That's so unfair. I knew he was there. That's bullshit. Oh, went through him. Damn it.
Nice try.
I swear to God. Yeah. Did I get him? I think I did. So we're starting to find our footing in this fight a little more here. Just as I say it. But I had a streak of like 7 dodges, which by my standards is not bad. Okay. Make sure with a bit of that. Ah! You little bastard. Dodge this. I ain't dodging that. He was 1 hit away. I was like, how is he not dead? What's happening? Good fight. Ooh. Ooh. Okay.